Alright boys, I'm back, and sorry if you hear any background noises, it's my dad up on the roof changing the shingles. But, today I'm talking about people pretending to be fairies, and yes, I know that they're just kids, and let them be kids, so, but, come on. Serious? Like, pretending to be fairies is, a little bit strange. God damn, it's loud up there. What's he using? Holy fucking shit. Sounds like my house is gonna explode. Anyways, my arm hurts. This is so random, but my arm hurts because I got the COVID vaccine. I got my first dose yesterday. I didn't pass out, so, no story time there. So my arm does hurt. Anyways, I got way off topic. Let's get straight into the video. Okay, so you said you're a fairy because you create smoke, but it's so clearly... Holy fucking shit, man. This is a bad day to record a video. But it's so clearly coming from the bottom. It's some smoke machine thingy. People in the comments are like, just let her be a kid. She's just being a kid. Come on. This is fairy? Out of all things, a fairy? And then pretending to be a fairy? And trying to convince people that you actually are a fairy? And believing that you actually are one? That's weird. And it's some kid thing, but like, still, like, I don't understand. And you said that you're a fairy and you have a sister. Does having a sister make you a fairy? Because if so, I'm a fucking fairy. I have a sister. Am I a fairy? Unless I'm misunderstanding it, which I don't think I am. She said that she's a fairy because she can create smoke and has a sister. Which the smoke, like I said earlier, was so clearly coming from the bottom. There's some parts in the videos where you could so clearly see it coming up. She didn't even try to make it like come out of her sleeve or something. No. From the bottom. Okay. I don't know what I'd do if I walked in my backyard to see what my daughter was doing and I saw her doing that. I don't know what I'd do. That looks terrifying. And this video is so clearly in reverse. The way you jump up and you land and you're jumping around on the ground, you can clearly see that it's in reverse. And I'm not the only one that noticed it. I saw a couple people in the comments of this video saying, this is clearly in reverse. And some people saying, she's just a kid. Let her be a kid. She's just pretending to be a fairy. She knows that she's not really a fairy, but I don't think she does, because her username's like Real Fairy. And I don't think anyone would create an account and name it Real Fairy and then make videos like this. Yeah. No. My nose is also really stuffy, so I might sound a little bit different.
All the shine of 1,000 spotlights, all the stars we steal from the night sky will never be enough.
Okay, so for the door one, you clearly put the camera so like it wouldn't show your foot, and you're putting your hand up pretending to close it with your fucking super fairy powers, but you're really just putting it with your foot. You're closing it with your foot. This is a very common thing that I see that people on TikTok pretend to be fairies do because they think that it works, but it doesn't really work. Nobody really falls for it unless you're a retard. Now, that second part, explain to me how your phone is holding up, like standing up. She doesn't have a tripod because she's like 5. She like, oh my god, she doesn't have a tripod, so she's clearly leaning up against a countertop or against a bed or against something. Now, listen very closely. She was showing her hands, and then she lifted up, and as soon as she lifted up, of course, she started to float. She totally didn't put her hands on the countertop and lifted herself up with all of her might. Totally did not do that, because she's a fairy. She's a real fairy, man. But she's not a real fairy. And I'm sorry to burst your little bubble, but you're not a fucking fairy. And that last part, same as the door, you pushed it in with your foot. It's so obvious, and if you're gonna pretend to be a fairy, at least do it a little bit more difficult. Like some videos I've seen, they're a little bit more difficult to understand, but they're still not fairies. They just do some other stuff. Like, come on now. At least make it somewhat believable, but also not at the same time. Like, it's not, no one's gonna believe you unless you're 5. Like, fuck kids, and just let the kids be kids. I'm not gonna let the kids be kids. I'm gonna burst their little fucking bubble. Now, the moral of this video, the moral of the story, whatever the fuck you want to say, don't pretend to be a fairy. Don't pretend to be something you're not. Don't pretend to be a giant. Don't pretend to be a zombie. Don't pretend to be a skeleton. Well, you know what I mean. Don't pretend to be stupid things that are so clearly not real, and think that you actually are it, or people are gonna believe it, and you do it for fame. I don't care. You're a kid. Yeah, you're a kid. You have imagination, but still, some people actually believe. Like, a couple kids in this video actually believe that they're a fairy. They're not joke accounts. I did a lot of research, unless I'm a fucking retard. But from what I found, they were not joke accounts. They were all serious, and that's sad. Anyways, I'm going to leave this video here. If you did enjoy, please consider subscribing and leaving a like. It'd be greatly appreciated. Also, if you want to be notified every single time I upload, you can turn on post notifications, or you can join the Discord, link in description. I had some guy join, some other subscriber join, and yeah, I'm trying to be more active on that. See ya.